YouTube? Different kind of video. Spiritual abuse. Now, I'm not comfortable. I had made a one-page notes because God gave it to me this morning. Now, leadership at times can go rogue, okay? Now, my perspective is coming from, first-hand knowledge, okay? This isn't stuff made up. And supernatural insight, too, from the Lord. I'm going to share as much as I can. Now, like Saul's tirades against David, I have to read from my first page notes, then I'll talk to you. But like Saul's tirades against David, Saul was a killer and David was his target, okay? You can't help that stuff. Now, if you know anything about God, he likes light, okay? Whatsoever doth make manifest is light. That's the Bible. Men love darkness. They love to hide evil. I told very few people about this. I've been feeling for quite some time to share, but putting it off for the pain that he emits. Memories. God cued me last night. And also days gone past. And even this very AM morning, I was up. God woke me up probably about 4:30. And I write down things and I go back to bed. And a lot of times I keep writing things down because if not, I'd forget. But this is just how God tells me things, so I wrote it all down. So because of this type of abuse, I'm very perceptive when I see it. Okay, I'm very keen. I recognize it quickly, whereas others might not. Sharing brings light and healing and wisdom. I'm trying to give you understanding and wisdom about things. Now, the abuse may be subtle or unseen by many and go on for years, and only the abused person will know it. Now, when David confided in Jonathan, there's an example. Jonathan didn't have a clue that his dad Saul was, in fact, trying to kill David. As David was trying to explain it to him, he was like, "No, you're crazy, David." No, but it was true. And Jonathan found out later. But or it can be blatant. Now, like Saul grabbed his javelin 2 different occasions and thrust it at David, trying to murder him on the spot. Okay. Now, again, I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm trying to share. And I'm not comfortable sharing this stuff, trust me. But back in '09, I can't get into all the details. It would be too long. But the abuse had been done for a decade. Now, and I haven't just had, I've had just about every kind of a major abuse you can think of in my life, from birth till, but I'm not going to share all that, but I'm going to, this point in my life, it was done. I went through it. I survived it. And then there was other abuse I was receiving from the job sites in Chicago, where God sent me to witness. Now, I'm at this time in '09, I was in a place of healing, but God, and I was crying out to God one morning. In my routine, everything changed. God took me off the job. My routine, I was sitting in my living room. I had my makeshift office there, computer chair, and I was crying out to God, and I said, "God, what is going on?" I was feeling all this pain from all of these things, and my head fell back in my chair, and there was a massive vision opened up, like a 180 vision from my right to my left. It was 180 degrees, okay? And I was, my focus went to the left. I was in a well. It was a round well. It was massive. It was like 14 feet, I'm estimating, circle. And it had these smooth like rocks, and it was built on it. Now, I'm hanging. My left hand, I think it was left hand's up and right hand was down. I was like hanging onto the wall, climbing, and I was trying to get out of that well. I didn't see any water. It was a dry it was a dry well. I didn't see any water, and I'm hanging, and I see these massive rocks being thrown, and they hit me in the hands, hit me in the head, hit me in the head, and I'm like, and it's funny, I looked over my left shoulder behind me, and exactly behind me was a spiritual leader that was over me for 10 years. Now at his feet were a pile of these rocks. I'm not talking little freaking rocks. I'm talking man-killing rocks. That if somebody took a rock and pounded you and hit you in the head once, you'd be dead. And they're coming with such velocity. Now, I know him, he's right-handed, but they were coming out of his left hand. There's a lot of left signals. I'm not exactly sure what all these mean. They were firing. Now, if you ever watch a cartoon, when they throw something and you see that streak, I seen them streaks. That's how fast the velocity. 100 mile an hour, like Nolan Ryan fastballs, but faster. Big massive. They hit me in my hands, my head. He was trying to knock me off and kill me. Now, and I was crying in the vision. I'm crying in my chair as God's showing me this vision. And in the vision, I'm crying. I'm like, why? What? And I was about 2 feet from the ground. The well, how wells come up out of the ground and then they have like wood structures or something so people don't fall in. Well, this didn't have that. The well ended at ground level, okay? And I was 2 feet from the ground. And he was standing on the ground with a pile of rocks. And his eyes were black. These are indicators. They stood out to me because it means something. I might have to make a different video about that. But it parallels something else God showed me later. Now, I have a little insight to his life because of the gifts of the Holy Ghost. God had told me one thing. Now, one of his parents, see, I'm not getting into names because I don't want to hurt these people. They got active ministries. God's using them. I don't want to mess, you know what I mean? But I have to do what God tells me. So I'm at a birthday party at the church. He's long gone. One of his parents comes up behind me and says, "Hi, Brother Ron." And I go, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" I shook their hand. Now, right before I turned, because I was talking to somebody else, the word beatings, it hit me and knocked my head back as I was turning. Beatings. How you doing? I'm freaking flipped out, right? I'm telling you what happened. That's a gift of the word of knowledge, okay? And it was an angel of God. That the volume, I mean, it was crystal clear, the word, and it was loud, but it was in, only I heard it, because the person I talked to they didn't hear it either. So I knew he was probably abused, beaten, okay, for whatever reason, same with, I'm just telling you, I'm not making an excuse for the dude, okay? I'm just telling you, people are jacked up, even leaders, and they're doing the best they can. Some of them are anointed from God, but you've got to understand, people are people. Just because they're a leader, don't mean they're not jacked. Some way, shape, or form. Okay? I don't know if there's anything else from that vision I need to share. It was a long time ago. God showed me that in 2009. He was trying to kill me like David was trying to kill Saul. Saul was trying to kill David. But, I don't know how to edit these videos, so I gotta do one cut. I don't feel like doing this video again. If there's anything else, I might have to make a second video, but those eyes mean something. Spiritual that God showed me later, again, when, like I said, they were long gone, and then God made it to where, you know how God starts seasons and ends seasons, and He begins new ones? Well, that season was ended, and God, He left, and I was still where I was at in church, well, God has shifted me back to Him for a couple of years. And he didn't know nothing about this. I was trying to, how do you tell somebody, hey man, why did you try to kill me? Yeah, it's crazy, but it's the truth, okay? Now, I can handle it. A lot of people can handle it. I mean, you could call it PTSD or Tourette's. You could call it whatever you want. I'm just saying, I've had my bouts for years about this stuff. Most of it in private, not in front of public, or just a couple of close friends I've only confided in this stuff. And that's about it. I tried to tell the man to help him, but, hey, I don't know how long the video is going to go, but I think that's all. If I think of something that's pertinent to this vision, I'll let you know. But as far as I know, this is the only vision I've ever had. Nothing else comes to my mind. And it was simply asking God, what is going on in my life? Why do I feel so much pain? And so I hope this helps somebody. God bless you.